Tracking power outages across the region right now, more than 90,000 customers waking up in the dark.
And this morning we were joined by Daniel Lowry from Kentucky Utilities. 90,000 people in the dark across Kentucky, I should say. 8,000 in Fayette County, you were mentioning, is one of the hardest hit areas. What do you think has been the greatest challenge so far as trying to get the power back on for so many people this morning?
Well, thank you. Yes, we have been busy. We have about 22,000, 23,000 KU customers of that total. And as you mentioned, about 7,000, almost 8,000 in Fayette County. We do expect more. Really, the ice bringing down tree limbs and bringing down lines has been the biggest challenge. We've had more than 400 wires down across our service territory.
With such dangerous conditions, Daniel, how do you manage the safety of linemen while trying to get the lights on as quickly as possible?
Right. Safety is our first priority. Our crews are trained to respond as safely and as quickly as possible, and they are doing that. But yes, it does slow things down when you have so much ice and heavy snow.
Another report that we said is going to take possibly a couple days for the power to get back on across Kentucky. I know restoring power and figuring out that timetable can be difficult, but do you have a similar prediction? Any idea of when the lights will go back on?
It's going to vary for folks. We don't have what we call a global time for Lexington or for other areas. We hope to get that established soon today, but we have to assess the equipment that's damaged, and we base that on historical data about what is damaged, and we get as accurate as we can about how long we think it will take before we get power restored to certain areas, and then we populate that information into our outage map.
How can people report outages, Daniel, and what should they do if they lose power?
Well, one thing you can do is use our mobile app. We also have a phone number for KU. You can call and report that outage. It's 800-981-0600. We do have technology now that has been very helpful in letting us know and pinpoint where the outages are. So that has been helpful too, and especially in a situation like this, that has helped mitigate outages today.
Daniel, real quick, is there anything that you've learned from previous winter storms that help prepare you to mitigate the effects of this one that we've just seen? Definitely.
I mean, we learn from every storm, but thankfully, when you look at the past, this hasn't been as bad as historically. We've seen storms when you look at 2009, for example, where we had more than 650,000 customers out for LG&E and KU. So every storm presents different challenges. Ice can be the worst, but thankfully this has not been as bad as years past.
Yeah, that is good news, Daniel. Hey, we really appreciate your time. We know you're swamped with all sorts of things going on, but as always, we appreciate your expertise in this area. Daniel Lowry from Kentucky Utilities.